Hi everyone, just doing a comparison between these two Chinese radios, the Baeofeng uv5r on the left and the wouxaun uvd1p on the right. And I do like these radios equally. They're both good for different for different reasons. So starting with the wouxaun on the right, I like to use a radio in one line mode. You know, the TDR. You can set the bottom line on this to be your call sign or something, and that's there all the time. Bit of a waste. I'd rather just switch it off, but it doesn't allow that. And you can have the channel at the top or the frequency at the top. So I think that's really handy. I've picked up a tip. You can do this on the Baeofeng. What you need to do is connect it to the computer and find a frequency where there's no noise. You're not going to ever get any noise on it or activity, and program it in with a load of spaces, and then you'll never see that. If that's what you wanted to do. Some people like two lines. And talking about programming names in, on the wouxaun you can program it in from the radio. I don't believe you can do it on the Baeofeng. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you can do it in the software on the Baeofeng. Where's the option? Program the name in. Channel name, it's called. Channel name. So you can do it from within the software, so that's quite handy. Now, the meters, I prefer the signal meter and the power meter on the wouxaun. They're not going to be entirely accurate, but you've got an indication of signal on the wouxaun rather than 30 over all the time. If I just key up on the Baeofeng, you've got an indication of the signal. Find that really handy. And the power meter, when you key up on the Baeofeng, it's just full all the time, the power meter, and then just at the end it goes down. On the wouxaun, it's got a very handy feature. You can program the startup message to be the voltage. Find that really helpful. So you can see on there it comes on 8.2 volts. So that's the meters. I prefer that on the wouxaun. You've got this nice channel knob as well, for going through your channels or menus or VFO mode. You've got a nice clicker knob on the top, so that's really handy. But the radio is, 3 or 4 times more expensive, so what do you expect? It's got all these extras on it. I like how you program up repeaters on the wouxaun, but just recently I found a nice easy way of doing it on the Baeofeng. So they're both pretty easy once you get your head round it. Now, the main thing I prefer is the sensitivity of the receiver and the audio. I'm going to do a video on this. Where I work, it's really noisy and there's loads of data beeping and all sorts of weird noises, data from towers and businesses nearby. And if I sit up there listening on my local repeater, I won't get any of that on the wouxaun. But if I put the same aerial on the Baeofeng, I'll get loads of beeping and noise. I mean, if you don't live in an area like this, you won't know about it, or it won't be a problem. But I'm just letting you know from my findings. I'm going to do a video on this because I don't think many people realise. But for the money, you can get one of these for about £60–70 now, the wouxaun. And my Baeofeng was £18.99, so there's no complaints there. So both very good radios for different ways. I also forgot to say on the wouxaun it's got this extra button here that's not on the Baeofeng, the TDR button. So you press that and it goes between 1 and 2 line display. So that's pretty handy, although I always keep that on 1. But there again, on the baeofeng, you've got the a dedicated VFO and manual button, memory recall button. So that's a really good bonus on the baeofeng. I mean, the price of the baeofeng for me, $18.99 compared to 60 or 70 for the wouxaun. You know, for that reason alone, the price, you know, I like them both equally. They're both brilliant radios, but I think there are a few more features on the wouxaun. You know, the display on the wouxaun is just a white LED light, whereas on the baeofeng you've got lovely colours. Lights up purple, orange, there's all sorts of colours, and you can change the colours for transmit and receive. And I just love the size, of the baeofeng and the build quality. You know, for the price it's amazing. Anyway, so I like both of them equally, you know, for different reasons. This one is nice and cheap and small. They're both good build quality, and I'd recommend getting the one that you can afford. Okay, right, hope that's interesting for someone. 7-3.